Raise voice, do you mean D?
Yeah, D.
I don't think so. Remember the text didn't discuss this idea that receiving reward should help to decrease the capacity to create fun sounds. You discussed. And why didn't you catch about increase the form? So receiving reward could help to increase capacity to form associative memories. Yes or no? As he
Yes.
mentioned, as he mentioned, this is part. Look, they also found fan cells activity requires dopamine. What's it? A chemical the brain produces in response to pleasure or rewards. So when we give you reward, so you feel happy, you feel pleased, and so we have this chemical in your memory, so you can have a strong associative memory. So this means support to this part. Feel it? The consequent means based on the conclusion. But this is the conclusion found. What can? So your job to focus on this conclusion and then find a consequence. That's why. Feel it? Letter B, it's increased, okay, but this not mentioned in the conclusion or the findings. That's why. So letter C is the best answer. Now let's jump. Again, look at this consequence. Let me help you.
Sir, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go for a second best. Can I?
Oh, yes, you can, of course.
Thank you. Is it B?
It can be letter B, but how did you find that this familiarity alter? They said here they occupy higher proportion of the jobs in the civilian government. And when the military service familiarize people with org structures that is reflected in civilian, that is means they love it again. So how can it be changed? So it must be appealed or attractive too. As you imagine like that, military veterans, they love the civil jobs. And when military service familiarized with the civilian jobs, so they love it. Imagine, so they are attractive too. Not change it. And the letter C and the D not mentioned in the text. They didn't mention about here they require military experience or not. They didn't mention about non-veterans. That's it. So letter A is the best answer. Now let's jump to the next.
Is it A?
It can be letter A, but no. Why letter A? Remember here for letter A, the patient discusses two methods of collecting data about Mars crust. We didn't mention about the reliability, which one is best, which one is reliable or not. So remember, as I told you, the comparison, any answer has comparison, check it. Do we have it? Do you see information about that more reliable?
No.
Yes. So they conclude based on what? So since this is part high silica concentration Mars formed from different process, so likely then which formed from crusts is not mentioned at all. Look for letter D. Mars crust likely formed as a result of other major geological events. In addition to the cooling of the magma ocean, they mentioned these are results of intensive volcanic activity, geological event, that brought about magma ocean and then cooled to form the planet's surface. So we found the silica in both of them. It could be from geological events happen. See that? That's why.
Yes.
So letter D is the best answer. So concluded just like consequence. Let's jump.
Is it A?
Letter A, I don't think so. It's mentioned, but it does not indicate the importance of it. I mentioned like one of pieces of information. Let me help you. I said here in the discovery that expands our standing. That is means here this is discovery. Tell us more about that. And until they discovered they have only small evidence for years before. So the only existing fossil evidence of this one came from this is one. From when we say here the fossil constitutes the first evidence found by scientists that mixed taprets existed outside of paleocontinent of Earth. So it was outside, not inside. Yes or no? Because they have identified remains of a new one. So they discovered it could be outside. Feel it? Yes. So it could be on this country or not. Yes. But this one about the evidence. The question is, like, what is the consequence of the evidence? What is the finding exactly? So we can focus on what they have identified. So we need evidence to support this one. Feel it? Of course, here it does not mention about the conclusion. So when we ask you about any conclusion or any findings, why it's important, just like tell us what they have discovered. So letter C, letter D is the best answer. Of course, for letter C, he didn't mention about timeline of evolution. So he had idea not discussed. That's it. Now let's jump. Here's the conclusion again. And now what is your answer? Let me help you. I was
I don't know if this is correct, but I think it's B.
you think it's a letter B, but if you read it carefully,
It's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong.
this is part makes it wrong because it must be in the Amazon basin. He said outside the region. But all of this correct. See? But look here for letter D. What makes D correct? They show shapes consistent with monumental platforms and the dense central settlements, a form of urbanism, linked to smaller settlements by a system of canals and roadways, urbanism or not, as happens these days. Did you imagine? You know,
Yes.
right? Plus something else. Why C is wrong? Why C is wrong? Because it weakens the conclusion. It's opposite. They show shapes consistent with scattered small farms. How scattered? It means in different places. How form of urbanism? Do you feel it? Must be connected, so not scattered. Feel it? So it's opposite. This is something called it's weakens the conclusion, not supported. Look for letter A. They show shapes consistent with widely separated settlements to be connected. Urbanism. So again wrong. You feel it? And I mentioned here uncultivated jungle. So it mentioned here uncultivated jungle. It must be cultivated. See it? The jungle covered landscape. That means we give you idea opposite to conclusion, an idea not mentioned. So here, letter D is the best answer. That's one. Now, let's jump. Evidence again. Yeah, let's always focus on the claim exactly. What is the claim? The narrator describes Mr. Collins Johnson's appearance. The appearance conveys exaggerated sense of his importance, self-centered. So he carried himself as though he was passing under his own triumphal arc. This could be about appearance. But wait, the scrupulously patterned about his form, and the shiny top hat replaced the felt of the afternoon. But where is the exaggeration of self-importance? But look here, triumph, passing like he did it, triumph. This is self-important, but here there is no any thing about self-importance, but we have information about appearance, but not all of it. Now here it was beautiful day. It does not describe appearance. Something else. For letter D, it does not talk about the appearance, talk about the sound, spoke and tone, but we are not talking about the tone or sounds or voice or something else. It's about the appearance. So we give you claims not supported in the question. That's why. So letter A is the best answer. Catch it?
Yes, sir.
Now let's jump to the next. Let me help you for this question.
Is it A?
It could be letter A, but it is suggesting. What is suggesting? The idea. This one.
Yeah.
So the bronze artifacts from China dated after the Shang dynasty do not contain this form of this material. So we're not talking about it's rare or not, or valuable or not. So we're not talking about the value. This means A, not supported. The source of the raw materials used to make bronze was exploited only until the end of this one. Supported? Yes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Bronze was used for a short time during, it's not mentioned. Methods, didn't mention what the methods are not useful or not. So we give you two ideas not mentioned there and one related to the conclusion. So letter B, it is correct. Why not? Let's jump. Come on, we'll answer this one and then we'll finish. Don't worry.
Is it D?
Letter D. How letter D? Remember about the scale from 2. So we have here minus 2. So minus 2, it means here very cold. We let here plus. So it's hot. So it must be letter C. The participant 20 here from minus, and minus means cold. Colder than the other two. So when it's hot, you looked for the number, but about converting rating about the feeling. So it's a letter C. Yeah, of course it's not the same. We know this. And it's not about valid. You see? Can you check?
Yes.
And now let's jump. No problem. We can keep the rest for your homework. So you have here some 13 questions. And after seconds, I'm going to send you a collection of questions. Your job, try to answer them all. Deal. And today, inshallah, after minutes, I will consult with Dr. Mother to give us permission to meet every day as much as you can. And your job to be honest to your heart and answer every minute, every question. See, Dr. Khadija? Right. Now stay safe, stay strong. Bye-bye, dear.